It's almost rolling. Here it says, I have the option to stop the broadcast. We're live. I'm not going to stop the broadcast. I've got the option, but I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it. All right, everybody. Welcome aboard the Monkeysnot Podcast. Here we are with episode number 92 of 100 Hours of Monkeysnot. And this is a very special episode because we are doing a Google live stream of this episode as we are taping it on audio. So this is a first. This is unprecedented in the history of podcasting on the internet and music and arts in general. Discussed for
We're
generations.
the first ones.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, this is Monkeysnot. We are Monkeysnot. My name is Greg Gately.
And I'm Denny Zartman. Right here, I'm the one with the glasses and the red shirt. Hello, everybody. And I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Greg.
Oh, no.
Member and co-host.
Didn't start over with your introduction. You kind of skipped out on us. Start over with that.
Yeah, I saw a big freeze, and I was like, what the heck is going on? This is the live technology, folks. We're rolling with it.
Oh, no. Not again.
Denny seems to be zoning out.
I know.
The gods are not happy.
I'm Denny Zartman. We're joined by our fellow Monkeysnot member, Jessi Morton.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jessie Morton. I'm the guy over here in the dark.
Now, where are you, Jessi? Where in the world is Jessi Morton?
I am in southern Mexico in a small town called Valles de Hualtuco. It means the Bays of Hualtuco. It's the southernmost tip, basically, of Mexico. Kind of parallel with Guatemala, almost.
Really?
Sort of.
Far out.
Yep. But I'm originally from Atlanta, GA.
Yes,
Right.
I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and Greg is in Los Angeles, California, but we all kind of got started here in Atlanta, Georgia, and spread out all over the world. And on this podcast, we play music of our band Monkeysnot. We also talk about things that are happening in our lives, stuff that's happening in popular culture, and just general interesting things. We're moving beyond music into different realms of media and communication, and this is just one of the new future manifestations of Monkeysnot. What will happen after the 100 Hours of Monkeysnot? Who knows? Maybe we are in the future right now with this simulcast on YouTube and Google+. Speaking of that, we have updated our website, given it some shiny new colors, and cleaned it up, moved some things around here and there, and given it a whole kind of refresher update. It's www.monkeysnotlives.com. Now, guys, I got a spam email. It was caught by my spam filter, but it was somebody offering me monkeysnot.com for $69, and no idea if it's a real thing or not, but they said they noticed that I had monkeysnotlives.com, and goodness knows that I would love to have monkeysnot.com.
Well,
Yeah.
I would say you probably want to I would say go to the actual monkeysnot.com and see if you can reach out to whoever owns that site and just verify.
Yeah, make sure it's the same guy.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's just another Nigerian prince on a fishing expedition.
Absolutely. I'm not going to give any money to somebody if it's not the real thing, but boy, wouldn't that be something? Whew.
Can you imagine like all the princes sitting around in Nigeria right now going, "What is this monkey snot? What is this monkey snot?" The hot property. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, usually we play a couple of songs from our band, but we're doing a live broadcast, and we're not exactly sure how to insert the recorded music into this broadcast here, so we're going to do some live stuff for you. I've got my guitar right here in my hands, and I'm going to play a song, maybe two if I can figure out what to do. This is actually an unreleased Monkeysnot song from way, way back in the day called Teo Dao.
Yay!
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Woo! I know
All
I
right,
should have
yeah.
stood up and there's some.
Now break the guitar on something.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there he goes. Measure. Yes, rock and roll. That's Denny Zartman with an unreleased Monkeysnot track, or is that a Denny Zartman solo track?
Well, it's a song I wrote, but it was very early in the Monkeysnot days, and definitely a song I would put into the Monkeysnot canon, and somehow it just slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, I remember.
A classic we don't have out.
I remember that one a lot. I remember that one. You know, for those who have ever read the Tao Te Ching, that it is, you know, basically verbatim, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I had a translation. Of course, they're all kind of different, and I had to kind of adjust it a little bit. But yeah, there were definitely lines in there, and it was. There's probably papers with more stuff on it, longer verses, but that gives you the kind of the flavor of the song overall. I think. I hope. How did it sound?
It sounded great from my end. It's you know, it took me some places. I just kind of let my mind wander, and that. I mean, and that's what music's supposed to do. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. I'm on a nice journey here.
Yeah. for me, it kind of skipped. It, it has nothing to do with you. It was the technology. It kind of skipped around a little bit, but I think that might be achieved if you just kind of maybe sat a little farther back from the computer next song.
Absolutely. Definitely. And it'll make it look better. So I'll push the thing back. I'll have full longer. Better set up. There you go.
Put on a. But yeah, I love that song. I don't know. You're right. That is one that even as soon as you mentioned the title, I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that tune. And I always liked it. It was just, I always really enjoyed it. So I'm surprised it disappeared or kind of got lost.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have at least one or two little things still left in the trunk, the vaults. There's not a whole lot more that's out there. I got to actually put a few more unreleased tracks and an instrumental version of one of our songs on the latest cut of a short film that Jessie and I did back in the day with our friend Sean D. And it was called A Man and His Mop. And it just recently went back up on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it was up on YouTube before. And it might have gotten pulled for some reason, or maybe a couple of years ago I was in a bad mood about YouTube. I think something that I had on there dealing with my acting had been pulled down, and I was red flagged. So I took down everything that even came close to infringing on somebody's rights. And I remember that in the original cut of A Man and His Mop, which is about 15 years ago now, we had used Music of Fish in the opening, and then we used Midnight Rambler by the Rolling Stones in the sequence where breaking into this establishment. And I thought maybe that was the reason it was pulled or some other reason. I can't really recall, but I went back recently, or Jessie pointed it out. There was a news article about somebody who was accused of aggressive mopping. How did you find this article, Jessie?
I actually saw it. It was actually I saw it first in the HuffingtonPost.com, and it's basically this guy, John Thornton. He was in Bristol, Connecticut, and he didn't like the way that the lady in the hotel was mopping the floor. So he grabbed the mop from her and began to basically show her very, very aggressively how to properly mop. And mopping over her shoes and all kinds of stuff and going crazy. And to me, I immediately go, holy shit, we did this 15 years ago. We actually made a joke about this kind of thing. Exactly, Maybe the motivation was slightly different, but it's especially the going to jail for mopping, though. That was the whole thing. I mean, in the film, the police detectives think there's a different an alternate reason, and then we don't even know if he got caught he got actually charged with breaking and entering. We can assume that, but it's just as likely he got a secondary charge of cleaning without a license or something goofy like that. So it seemed like a great. Immediately, I was like, "Holy cow! This is great." The second time this has happened that I've been involved with something that Denny has pretty much created out of thin air, and then somebody has stolen it. First, it was that $1 billion movie title, and now this guy has stolen it and made it reality.
Absolutely. The $1 billion movie title, the aggressive mopping, and don't forget the digital song from anonymous celebrities.
Right.
It turns out the Flight of the Conchords did a very similar thing, just a little bit after mine, but yeah, parallel thinking there, but I'll let them get away with it that time. The $1 billion movie, though, that pissed me off. Tim and Eric stole my title for the $1 billion movie, and boy, I'm really going to sue them and get all that Tim and Eric money. Yeah.
It's such a waste with such a kick-ass money. With such a kick-ass title. It should have, everybody should know it, and no one.
Yeah. Well, Greg, Yeah, go ahead. Greg, did you have a chance to see A Man and His Mop?
I have not yet. I've been very
Damn
slowly,
We're
very
gonna
slowly.
Denny will very nicely put it down in the description, the link to the Man and His Mop after this videotaping is over. So,
Yes,
Okay.
right, Denny?
yes, I think
Yeah.
so. I'll do my best. I'll try. I'll punch a lot of buttons blindly and hope for the best. Will that do?
That'll work. I think that'll
Yeah.
work. I think that'll work.
Um,
So
but
yeah,
I
so
have a. Go ahead.
no, I was just going to sum up. I was going to say that yeah, that was basically it. And it's great to hear and to think about those. I saw that story and I immediately started wanting to look online for the Mana's Mop and it wasn't anywhere. But luckily, Denny was he actually put it online within a half a day of me asking about it, which was pretty. I can't get that kind of service from my own family, so that's awesome.
Well, I'm lucky I had a backup of it because I didn't have it on any of my hard drives. I had one DVD copy and I was able to rip it just out of luck.
Oh, that's cool. I remember you saying you didn't have it on the hard drive, and I was like, oh no. And then you said, yeah, I'll have it up in an hour. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
It's life.
See,
So
I think it just goes to show you, though, the fact that this thing happened after you produced the short is that if you wait long enough, life will imitate art.
it's true. It's true.
Very, very true.
I
Well,
remember.
let's move on to other subjects to see living legend Bob Dylan in concert just the night before this broadcast. We're broadcasting this live right now, so less than 24 hours ago, you were in the audio and visual.
Oh, you kind of froze up there. Oh, there you are. Let me help you out there. No, you're right. I did get a chance to see a living legend. I got to see Bob Dylan. That was on. We're recording this on Tuesday night, so I saw this on Sunday evening.
Oh,
But let me. I have to kind of compartmentalize this because there are a couple different things that happened. Um, but first, to the show itself. The show was excellent. Um, and I think we discussed in a previous podcast that Jesse, didn't you say that you'd seen Bob Dylan and he was kind of awful?
Yeah, but the first time I saw him, it was really just a terrible show, and the second time I saw him, he made up for it, which was cool.
So,
But again, that
was
second
concerned.
show, I was thinking that second show was still
Yeah.
over a decade ago. So
And my only concern was, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not a big, I wouldn't even say I'm a Bob Dylan fan. I mean, I certainly, certainly like when I hear him. And if it's on the radio, I'll listen, I'll stay and I'll listen. But I wouldn't say that I'm very knowledgeable about his catalog in any way. But the only concern that I had was, of course, the man's 73 years old. And I just wondered, is this going to be one of those shows like Sinatra toward the end? I always have this concern with live acts when they get past a certain age. I'm like, is this going to be the one where it's like, oh, he doesn't have it anymore. Oh, where you have that moment, like what the Elvis fans went through toward the end of his life, things like that. And so that's always in the back of my mind whenever I see somebody at this point in their life and their career. And I'm happy to report that it wasn't the case. It was a very good show. He did sound a little crusty at the beginning, but he kind of warmed up. And pretty good show. He played for an hour, took a break, then played for another hour. And I like that. There was no opening act. And but I have to say that I didn't recognize any of the songs he did. Not one. And it was it's kind of an odd thing when you're at a concert and you're not familiar with any of the music. There's an interesting thing where you just kind of drift away. I found myself sort of daydreaming through the whole show, and I was like, "Oh no, I'm missing it. I'm zoning out. I need to like focus and be here." And I'm like, "Well, no, this is fine. This is fine because, as I said, That's what music is really supposed to do, is to take you to other places. And so I think that it's just a different experience than somebody who is a fan and who does know the stuff. You know how it is. You go to see an artist that you like, and you know all the songs, you know all the lyrics, and you know them the minute you hear them, and so but you're kind of locked in. Locked in. You know what it's supposed to sound like. You know, or you can compare and contrast. Okay, does the studio version sound better, and why do they do this here, and those kind of things. And I think that's enjoyable, and that's a lot of fun. But I kind of feel like, I think I enjoyed it just as much, if not more, being unfamiliar with the music, because
That's good.
I wasn't weighted down with any kind of expectations, so therefore I wasn't prone to like analyzing it. I could just sit back and just take it in and drift, wherever my mind wanted to take me, or wherever Bob wanted to take me, and that was fine. So yes, very good show. Glad I went. I can say I saw a living legend, and I gotta say this too. This occurred to me during the show. Like, it's not the reason why Dylan's a legend isn't just because of his chops as a writer and as a musician, as a singer, but just the fact that he is so influential to so many people, to so many other musicians, and not people who came after him. I mean, I'm hard pressed to find another musician who is so influential to all of his contemporaries. I mean, so Bob Dylan's impact obviously transcends just his own talents and his own contributions, which are, you know, pretty significant. Obviously, Hall of Fame caliber, but so much more than that. And like I said, I'm just glad I went. It was a good time.
Excellent. I'm sure it sounded good.
Kind of lost you there. You froze.
Go ahead and repeat that, Denny.
Yeah, say that again.
Where did you see him? Where was he playing?
Oh, it was at the Dolby Theater, which used to be the Kodak Theater in Hollywood. And okay, this gets me to the second part of the night. All right, so we didn't know what was happening right away. We took the route that we planned through Hollywood, and I try to avoid Hollywood like the plague. Anyone who's been here for more than a year just knows. Okay, that's where the tourist trap things are. Um, Traffic can be a nightmare if there's something going on at the theater, or if there's the Dolby Theater, and then there's like the El Capitan, which is like the big Disney movie theater for all the Disney animated stuff, and the Chinese theater is the same block. So if you don't know what you're doing and you get caught there at the wrong time, you're stuck. And it's a nightmare. So we planned it. We're like, all right, we'll go up here, we'll do this. And so we get close to, we're on Hollywood Boulevard, and we're making our way to the theater, and it says Hollywood Boulevard closed at Highland, which is where the theater was, from 2 p.m. till 11 p.m. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's where we have to go. How are we supposed to get there? How are we supposed to get to the... So we had to do a little bit of a roundabout just to get to, the parking structure where the theater was, because it's in this, it's not just the Dolby Theater, it's inside this, it's also got all these shops. So there's a whole mall inside of this building at this intersection of Hollywood and Highland. So we get there, we go underground, 5 levels underground, park the car, and that's a bit of a hassle, but that was nothing compared to the hassle of getting out of there. And I'm only bringing this up because this was such a hassle that it almost ruined the entire night. We just got done seeing Dylan. It was a great show, a lovely time. I couldn't have been happier, right? And this clusterfuck dealing with this parking garage virtually erased it from my mind. And it was only after I got home that I kind of was able to kind of remember, oh, wait, that's right, I went to see Dylan tonight. It's a thing where, the automated parking ticket thing that you pay your parking ticket in, it wasn't accepting credit cards, and but it was accepting cash but not coins, and it's like, 80% of the people there didn't have cash, they just used their cards. That's what you do. It's the 21st century.
Right.
So, and that's bad enough, and that was one thing, but the people at the venue compounded the error by just not letting everybody out. You know, we were under there in that little bunker for about an hour, breathing carbon monoxide. You know, and they could have just said, you know what, this is on us. This is our mistake. You know, have a good night, everybody, and you know, we'll shake down these vendors and get our money. No, they had to make us all pay anyway. After we fought our way up to the top of the hill, and so it really put a downer on it. It was a great show and a great evening, and
Oh, that
like I
sucks.
said, it was good to see Dylan, and I'm glad I did. And if I'd gone to see anybody else, I wouldn't have even had that to compensate for that. But yeah. So I don't know. It would have been a better evening without that. It was a great show. I'm glad I went, but I'm not going into Hollywood anymore if I don't have to, man. It can be.
I can understand that. That's
Yeah.
sorry end to the night, but hopefully the music helped to alleviate the pain a little.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I'm bummed that kind of
It took
ended
you
on
out
a
of
cloud.
that good spot too early because you had to
Yeah.
deal with the frustration. So therefore, you kind of, like you said, kind of put the whole concert that you just attended on the back burner, and you didn't get a chance to really enjoy it, that cool down time after a concert. You know?
To digest it, yeah, because that's what you want. You want to like kind of think about it. You go, okay, I really like that, or that was a cool lighting effect they did, and just sort of replay the show in your mind. And you know, that's ideally what you want after every live performance, just to sort of review it as you're heading home. And but it's okay. I mean,
Denny, what would you say is your favorite concert you've been at that was kind of ruined by outside stuff?
Oh man, well there was one time when I went out of state to see the Rolling Stones, and the tickets weren't there. You
Oh,
were getting a hookup through the radio station where my and drove all the way to like South Carolina somewhere, and the tickets weren't there, and luckily it was an open air stadium, so we were able to stand outside the stadium and hear some of the music. Not as good, of course, as being indoors or inside the arena, but still could have been a lot worse. At least we got to hear the sounds.
what about you,
yeah.
Jesse?
Yeah, I was just actually trying to think about it. I think probably was. I think I went to one. You know, I've been to a few Grateful Dead shows and a few Fish shows back in the day, and I think it was after like a Grateful Dead show or something that we came out, and the people I was riding with or was with, I came with, and then of course was going home with. I didn't really know that well. They were just kind of extended friends, uh,
Yeah.
and um, and we came out of the venue, and I guess somebody had basically broken the guy's windshield for the car. Like nothing else was vandalized, and the windshield wasn't broken all the way through. It was just this giant spider web going out across the windshield, and you know the guy took it kind of lightly when he saw it because he was happy that we had just gotten to see the show and everything. But the hardest part was the drive, the wait to get out of the parking lot. As you're sitting there, you're trying to still feel good, but of course you're in the car and the lights are shining through this broken spider web windshield and just bringing you down at the same time. It was just like a double. It was just like coming at you from both sides. So that was probably one of them. Luckily that wasn't straight on to me. I think most of the ones that have been bad for me are ones that I've probably imbibed a little too much on, and you know didn't quite make it to the car or something like that, or made it to the car and had to pull over the car or something like that. You know.
That's what I call the show within the show.
Yeah.
Seen
Yeah.
that a few times. In fact, the last show I was at before this one, it was at the Hollywood Bowl. It was what was it like? It was Nine Inch Nails and Soundgarden. And I go to the restroom, and there's some guy in there just violently, puking guts out, like, "Ugh, ugh," and I'm like, wow, man, what a waste.
Yeah.
Waste of money, you wasted your time, you didn't even get to see the show. I mean, I'd be so bummed. And I've seen that multiple times. Like, there was one time where I was at a show at the Unity Theater, and there's some big, like, long-haired metalhead dude, two rows behind me, right? He's like, "Yeah, rock and roll, this is gonna be great." You know, he was like totally into the show, and I think he made it. He made it through the first act. He made it halfway through the middle act, and then before the headliner, like, he's just like got his head on the chair in front of him like this, and then his buddy just had to like escort him out. I'm like, "Oh, dude, you didn't even make it to the headliner? That's a drag."
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
I have virtually the same story. I went to see John Prine in concert, and the guy was with his friends, and he was like, "John Prine, Sam Stone, John Prine, Sam Stone," all the way. Everybody's just gathering in the theater, and then the opening act comes in, and between every song, this dude is like, "John Prine, Sam Stone, yeah, John Prine." I mean, he is really into it. And then between acts, about time John Prine began to start, he was quiet. He was exactly like you described, head down,
Yep.
right there, all the way through to the end. And after everybody cleared out, he was still there, and his friends are around him. And it's like, it's really a serious waste. I mean, we hate to be, and I'm apologizing, but man, I mean, I like to party too, but you got a line. If you don't know your line, you got a problem because you're going to miss stuff you've been looking forward to.
Yeah,
That's,
totally.
you like, think about this. Walk this back. This guy, like, "Oh man, John Prine's in town. You want to go?" "Yeah, of course I want to go. That'll be great." And they go, and they find out, and they get the tickets, and they're all excited. And like imagine like the week before. It's like, you know, wherever he is, school or work, it's like, "Oh man, I hate these people, but I'm gonna go see John Prine, man. It's gonna make it all worth it."
Yeah, I think that would be
And
really
then the
depressing. But you think
close. I mean,
there obviously are people that just go to concerts to party, but you know the people that pass out are the ones that go and tell the story forever and ever as their favorite concert, right? Those are the guys that are like, "Yeah, it was awesome. It was the best concert, and I was so messed up."
it was so great.
Yeah, I can't really remember much of it, but I remember the bathroom
Yeah.
in the background,
Oh, yeah.
knocking on heaven's door. Meanwhile, I'm puking on the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well,
I do have. Did I ever tell you guys the Van Halen story?
I haven't heard the Van Halen story. Is it?
All right. It's another like disappointing concert experience. Yeah. Now this actually has to do with the actual act and not anything outside of it. My sister went to go see Van Halen. You know, in the early '80s, and David Lee Roth, from the time the show started, kept, you know, hitting this fifth of Jack, you know, chipping away at this fifth of Jack, you know, and so he gets about, so the story goes, he gets about maybe 4 songs into it, and he's just so lit that like he can't even sing anymore. So he just is just up there dancing around, you know, in his own world there for like an hour and a half, and people are like, "Oh, boo! Come on!" You know.
Yeah. You just got to know your line.
Yeah. Actually, there's a worse one than that. Another worse one than that anecdote. A friend of mine who was a big Morrissey fan went to go see Morrissey.
And unfortunately, that kind of stuff gets you into that mood where, like, wow, I feel good. If I drink more of this, I'm going to feel even better. And you have to eventually get to a point in your brain where you go, no, that's not necessarily true. You got to know when you're feeling good and go, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore, because otherwise I'm going to be like, bleh. That to me is the worst. I mean, I've had those nights. I've been that guy at the party, so I can't say anything. But it's always been I've never looked back on those moments with positive feelings. It's always been regrets. I wish I hadn't done that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jessie, do you have a song you can play for us?
Oh, hold on, I think Greg wanted to tell us one more little anecdote.
Just hold
Okay.
on. We'll forget the. I want to say the one thing too about the Dylan show was that because I was off in this sort of, off in my own little daydream world here, I kind of was like, after I'm like, man, that almost felt like being high. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. If music can do that for me without doing anything, I think I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money, wasted some good drugs probably, on me because didn't need it apparently. If the music's good enough. But yeah,
Absolutely.
real quick, the Morrissey thing. I had a friend of mine who was really into Morrissey. Went to go see him. Was all geeked about going to see Morrissey. Wouldn't shut up about it all week leading up to it. Goes to the show. Morrissey plays for maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes. And then just is like, I'm sorry. I just can't do this. And walks. Money back. It's like,
That's
how do you
crazy,
do?
man. That's crazy.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember I just finally, not too long ago, finally watched the James Brown movie. And wasn't there a scene in the James Brown movie about him doing that as well? Like, just not going out on stage? Or maybe I'm confusing with a different band movie lately. But
I'm sure
What
that
movie
it's
was
happened
it?
to just-
the Get On Up, or whatever the hell that James Brown movie
Oh,
was.
James Brown movie. Yeah.
I don't remember a sequence like that in that movie, but I'm sure every major act has had a show like that where
Yeah. It's like, come on, they're out there for you. This is like 200 people out there, or 2,000 people, 200,000, whatever, 20,000. Yeah, that's crazy. You gotta just, I mean, that's your bread and butter, right? You can hold off. I mean, what? I don't know. Yeah, there's a point where people get where they go, I'm feeling good. I want to feel better, and they don't. And you got to realize that really, good is really good enough in most cases. Feeling good at a party is great. Because you're really already above good if you're good at a party, because you're able to handle yourself and still giggle at things and whatever, and but you still have at least some wits about you. But trying to
well, like I said,
trying to be better. I want this to be a better drunk. I wanted this to be more drunk.
Yeah.
Me, when I get, I know you don't drink anymore, Greg, right? I know, but I still drink beer. So when I get to a point, of course, yeah, I do feel like, dude, I want to have one more beer.
Oh,
But then, I gotta think, do I really, I could probably, not and still really enjoy myself. Maybe I should just have a soda or something for a while, and chill out. So, I don't know.
Well,
Jenny, Jenny doesn't drink a lot either, do you, Jenny? You don't drink a lot.
Only when I'm doing karaoke.
Yeah.
I'm a karaoke drinker only.
Well, yeah.
I just, the show proved to me once and for all that, like, I didn't need to do any of that stuff for any of the shows I went to. The artistry is good enough. You can enjoy it on its own merits, and it's good enough to not need that kind of like, oh, I gotta get fucked up and go see rock and roll. Yeah.
Dude, I remember the first time I saw the Grateful Dead was at the Omni, and I was sober as a church mouse. Is that the right saying? I don't know. I was it was sober, and I had an amazing time. I wasn't really big into their music at the time. I don't. But we had like really good seats, or really good spot up pretty close to the stage, and it was just. I enjoyed being able to look at everybody else and see how much fun they were having and I was having, and I was just. It was really so that some of my best concerts have been totally sober. Totally sober.
Well, the 9 Inch Nails shows I went to, there was a guy behind me who was drunk, and he was just doing his own little drunk sing-along. And which is fine if you're getting all the words right. But apparently, he just was making some shit up too, like whatever he felt like saying. And and it's like, all right, if it's something like the Grateful Dead or some, up there words, like, nobody cares. But 9 Inch Nails fans take their shit very seriously. So there were several moments where, like, if you were me, people in front of me are just kind of like, like they wanted that guy to shut up. The wrong time to do the drunk. That's the wrong time to do the drunk frat house, sing along.
That's right. These angst lyrics mean specifically what they mean. You can't put anything else in it, So,
most definitely. Yeah. So, Jessie, do you have a song for us?
Nothing new. I mean, I could probably fake Pocahontas again. I know we've heard that a few times on the show already.
We can hear a live version.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Let me.
For the on the air. First time on the air.
Let me. You guys chat for a second. Let me tune up. Make sure I'm tuned up.
All right. Oh. Wait a second. Danny, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Somebody muted. There you go. All right. So, yes, for those of you listening and not seeing the video, yes, we're attempting to do this live streamcast as well as the audio podcast. So there may be some awkward transitions. There may be things we edit later or may not edit. Who knows? Who's to say? But this is the excitement of doing live broadcasting, or in this case, webcasting. I don't know. Whatever it is. It's not important. What's important is that we're here, we're present, we're Monkeysnot, and our goal, as always, is just to have a good time. So, let's see. Denny, do you have any, I'm going to say, any other concert horror stories?
Oh, man, I've had a lot of good times at concerts. I would just say... No, nothing that I want to share with anybody. I mean, this is the, I guess this is the kind of nasty on mute, don't you?
Yeah, you kind of froze, the screen froze there, so I'm guessing it was so nasty that the computer didn't even want to share it. That's fine. We're
That's how we're going to say, oh, you got to listen to the Monkeysnot podcast. They tell these awful stories about terrible stuff, man. There's this one time that I was taking so much acid, and I went to Lollapalooza, and the bathrooms there were like so fucked up. It's like, I got to take a shit, and there's shit all over the place, and the shit is breathing, and all the toilets are breathing, and I'm like, oh man, I can see every molecule on that piece of shit. That overflowing toilet is like a fountain of yellowish, beautiful liquid from the place right outside the hotel in Las Vegas. It's amazing.
The circle of life.
Hey, I feel we have to talk about something else before I play a song. I don't think I can follow that.
Okay, then don't.
No, we can try it.
Okay.
All right, guys, this is a kind of version of Pocahontas or Wrong Man. Here we go. Well, come here and talk to me. I saw you from way over there. The color of your blue, green, red eyes, the length of your hair. The way you came right over, I knew you were alone. The way you suck on that strawberry, honey, I may have to take you home. And Pocahontas said to me, you ain't really man. I just looked at her through my cigarette smoke, and and say yes I am. Oh, yes I am. Such a smooth talk that she said, and something about Romeo. She started talking to kids and married, and I said no, no, no. I think you're confused, sugar. Just keep that stuff in your head. Stop talking about kids and marriage. I just wanna get you in bed. Then Pocahontas said to me, show me your pretty man. Well, come on with me and you can see for yourself, honey, if I am. Oh, if I can. I saw your eyes wander as you picked your rose. Then standing up with a quickness, she said to me, I got a powder on my nose. She had a hell of a habit. Surprise, newsflash. Just like any fucking stripper, she only wanted my cash. Then Pocahontas said to me, would you like a dance? Well, honey, if it's money that you want, well, you got the wrong man. Oh, got the wrong man. Wrong man, wrong man, wrong man. You got the wrong man. Wrong man, wrong man, wrong man. You got the wrong man.
Yeah! Rock and roll! Yeah!
That's what we're talking about. Yes, sir. Jessie Morton, everybody, with a live streaming version of Pocahontas.
Hopefully it came through all right.
Yes.
Hopefully.
No
But it was
greater harm.
Great song.
cool. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
So I saw a movie, guys, that I think that if you haven't seen it, you'd like it. It's a documentary. It's actually the documentary that Michael Myers directed. It's called Supermensch, the legend of Shep Gordon. Has anyone seen this?
I've heard of it.
It's very good. It's basically about an agent named Shep Gordon. He basically was hung out and became immediately, without actually being an agent, became Alice Cooper's agent. He was Pink Floyd's agent for a day. He was Janet Joplin's agent. He actually was the one who brought in Teddy Pendergrass later, and he was a very very strange agent. It's fun. It's a fun movie, and the connection, of course, between he and Alice Cooper is very very interesting. It's definitely worth a watch. It's pretty funny. The guy seems to have had like a golden finger all this, once he accidentally became an agent. He basically became an agent because he was selling pot to the acts that were staying in the Hollywood hotel, and Jimi Hendrix and these guys. Jimmy, I think, was the one who said, "Hey, you get a lot of pot or something like that. You should be an agent or something goofy like that. It was something weird. And he's like, I got to introduce you to some cats. So he actually introduced him to Alice Cooper, and that's kind of so. It's very interesting. It's cool to see if you're really interested in the rock and roll history, as well as definitely he's an interesting character along with everybody he deals with. So I recommend it. It's called Supermensch. Supermensch, the legend of Chef
directed by
Michael Myers.
Mike Myers. Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Not the killer from Halloween. The comedy actor.
Oh, yeah, that's not Michael Myers.
Hey,
yeah, Greg, have you seen any movies lately?
No, I haven't. I've been in something. I just recently got married, so I've been.
Woo! Yay! Yeah, we should have mentioned that. Congratulations on your wedding nuptial.
Denny, you were my best man, and I want to thank you so much, man. You really helped me through it, man. It got stressful there.
It's a crazy time. It is like just in the movies. It's all chaos beforehand, but once it actually happens, it's just magical. It's all flowers and glitter.
It is. It was
awesome.
Like fairy dust. It was raining from the skies. And
Exactly.
I shared this on Facebook, but I'm going to say this here too, man. For a guy who doesn't do stand-up comedy, man, you killed that best man speech.
awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I had to recreate it for my parents after I got home because they were like, "Did you write it down? Can we read it?" And I'm like, "I'm not going to write it down." And they're like, "Oh, well, we got to hear it. How did it go?" And they were on the edge of their seat, so I had to come home. I'm glad it went well. I'm glad everybody had a good time, and thank you for having me be part of that special day. It was a real honor, and it was a lot of fun, too.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad you had a good time too. And yeah. So anyway, I've been kind of out of the loop on a lot of things, and I've only just recently been very slowly getting back to normal life, or what passes for it in my neck of the woods. So no. With that said, that's a very long-winded way of saying no. I haven't seen any movies recently. But speaking of movies, the reason why we couldn't get to the venue at Bob Dylan is because Interstellar was premiering at.
Yeah.
And that's one I'm looking forward to. I want to see that one.
All right. I might try to catch to see that with you. I always enjoy doing a double movie review. A triple movie review. If Jessi can see it, keep an eye out for it if it happens to be in your area, Jessi.
Yeah.
What is it? Say it again.
Interstellar.
Interstellar. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll see if it's around.
It's
Awesome.
See if it's coming.
Is that right?
Directed by Christopher Nolan of the most recent Batman trilogy.
And Anne Hathaway's in it, and it'll be good. Michael Caine, of course, yeah. Big interest.
I predict that Matthew McConaughey will be talking slowly. Now, we had one viewer, and we lost that viewer. And I don't know what we did to lose that viewer, and I'm not sure what we did to gain that viewer. So it's
That's
like,
even more frustrating.
why did somebody tune in, and then why did they tune out? Well, we didn't do anything to promote this, so I guess it's okay that we've increased our viewership 100% with this one live broadcast. But it's kind of interesting to do a live show. If we had stuff more prepared, if we weren't just talking off the cuff, maybe it would be scarier. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it interesting doing a live broadcast? I mean, theoretically, we could be seen by anybody with an internet connection around the world.
Sure.
I think it's very interesting. Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead, Jessi.
I was going to say I think it's very interesting. There has to be some sort of. I personally would feel more at ease if basically one of you guys was saying, Jessi, every single time it's my turn, because I always feel like I'm going to step all over everybody. And I enjoy hearing everybody, so I don't want to step on everybody. So, to me, it makes it a little easier that I can see you because I can, except for now we're having a little bit of internet issues tonight. But I enjoy it. I mean, if there was maybe maybe a semi structure that we're going with, I can deal with it. I would like it.
Yeah, I think it isn't quite the adrenaline rush of like being on stage.
No, but
No.
if we actually, I would think it would be pretty fun if we had more than 10 people 10, 20 people watching us one time, or whatever. I mean, I know it's minimal compared to what we're used to on the national stage like we typically are, but
Sure. Let me point out. So there's a thing on here called Q&A. Do you guys see this on the left side of your screen there? Does that
I don't.
People can like join in and like ask us questions while we're doing this?
I believe so. I believe they can just jump into the broadcast if they wanted to.
Okay. Oh, really? So they could actually be part of our...
They'd have to ask permission, probably, I think. Right? I don't know.
Maybe so.
Now, see...
Or maybe it's like a limit.
Now, where did you see that we had this viewer? Because I don't see anything on here that way you...
I was Monkeysnot Podcast episode 92, 0 viewers and links on the bottom right-hand corner. On the center of the bottom, I've got a big button that allows me to stop the broadcast, and just to the right of that, it says live, and then I've got a voice meter on the left of that.
Yeah, see, I've got the live thing in the upper right, and then I've got the little box where you and Jessie are, and
I see.
And whoever's talking more prominently appears full frame, and then on the left, I've got just I don't have anything. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've got the chat thing and the little screen share and the all those little widgets. Oh wait, Hangout toolbox. What the heck is that?
That's what I'm using right now to put a name at the bottom of my screen.
Oh, look at that. That's cool.
It's also got a volume control, so you can, like, if I'm too loud or Jenny's too loud, you can control us. Comment tracker. I guess it's looking at. I wish it actually had, if anybody was watching you on this, but it's still a pretty cool thing. Anyway.
Well, let's look at this stuff, and before we wrap it up, we can maybe talk about this as possibly being the future of Monkeysnot, because I know that there's been some demand out there, popular demand, that we continue the podcast in some way. It probably won't continue on in the audio version, at least on our current host, but... this is an economical way of distributing it, and if we could figure out how to put recorded stuff on here, or maybe just plan on doing 2 or 3 live songs each episode, maybe we could do like a monthly podcast, video cast, and actually try to plan it for a particular time and have more prepared bits and music that's all ready to go and things like that. What do you guys think?
I'm all for that. I think that's a great idea, and wow. I'm sorry. I'm like enthralled by all these little toys now. I'm like, yeah, I think that'd be great. I think we should definitely think about that and make it happen.
I'm all for it. Sounds good to me.
Breaking news, shit can fly. That's right. Put something here. What do you think? See, for those of you listening,
I'm sure this won't make it on the audio cast. This might be cut out.
We'll edit some stuff out, perhaps, or we'll just... wait, what? Now this is like telling me I can't... Oh, never mind. I don't want to get too caught up in this. Okay, very cool. Sorry.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to play around with. You just never know what's going to happen here on the podcast. I just wanted to suggest that since the podcast is popular, we do enjoy it, and maybe if we could figure out like a monthly show where we kind of sum up the month in news, and that would give us more topics to talk about, and we could always plan on having some songs
Yes, agreed.
There's somewhat.
Yes.
As well, then if we can figure out how to play like your own personal YouTube videos, you could play Monkey Snot videos or whatever, or whatever, just personal videos we like. Because
That would be incredible.
Or to be able to just drop in like sound bites, or drop in pictures in real time. That'd be cool.
yeah, I'm sure there are extra applications that you can download for more detailed stuff by now. So.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Well, let's see.
What else?
We're at the hour. We're just past the hour mark. Do you guys want to continue?
Okay, well,
go ahead.
We can wrap it up soon. Anything else you guys wanted to mention before we go?
I'm trying to think. I heard Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it seems like Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in every movie ever made. They say he's going to return in Star Trek 3. He's denying reports that he's cast in Star Wars 7. And he's going to be Doctor Strange. I think next year he's going to be in every movie released. That's my prediction.
The Laurence Olivier of nerd fiction.
Well, come on. Is it really a big honor being Doctor Strange? From what I know, this is the role that's been going around Hollywood, and people have been turning it down left and right. So maybe he's just the one they finally offered enough money to.
Yeah, but he goes and he knocks it out of the park, and then, oh man, I could have been Doctor Strange, and I didn't do it.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, look at Robert Downey Jr. I mean, the knock against Marvel Studios, at least, is that they pay very little. But Robert Downey Jr. is he's paid well, and the publicity, just the being the face of this hero that he's got all to himself, basically, and virtually the leader of the team, which is 2 franchises under his belt. I mean, we're not even counting Sherlock Holmes movies. This is actually pretty good for an actor, I think. So I'm not surprised that somebody like Benedict Cumberbatch would attach himself to a superhero movie. I think Ant-Man, starring Paul Rudd, will probably surprise a lot of people.
Nope, screen freeze. Are you looking at
Carmon Bosia. All right, man.
Hey, yeah, let's talk about that briefly. Of course, Twin Peaks fans are very excited that in next year, 2015, there should be 9 new episodes of Twin Peaks. Is that right?
Yeah. Did we talk about this?
Did we? Well, that would have been like, how long ago did we do the last one? Like 3 weeks ago?
I don't know. It seems like forever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the return of Twin Peaks. It's one of my favorite series. So I think I'm not sure if we're salvaging the last episode or not, but yeah, a wonderful series, exciting, worth getting into.
Are you just uploading pictures from your desktop or something?
Yeah, basically.
Listening. We're playing around with this Google Hangout in the toolbox, and Jessi has uploaded an image of what looks like a skeletal version of Che Guevara.
Sorry, hold on. Here it is. For those who are listening, here it is.
Yeah. So that's yes, it's a Che Guevara done up like is that like a Day of the Dead?
Yeah, it's a Day of the Dead, the Sugar Skull painting.
Okay.
Of course, we're approaching Halloween in a few days, and Day of the Dead is directly after that. And so we're all excited about that down here, of course. And
good.
So.
Go ahead.
The other thing I'm excited about is Walking Dead has started back again. That's gonna be. It sounds like it's gonna. I've really enjoyed it already. So, if you guys don't watch it, I say watch it. Are they going to be leaving Georgia ever? I mean, apparently, according to the plot of the show, they should be leaving Georgia quickly.
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
That's a damn good question.
So.
Yes. One for another age. So let's see.
Well, this was
Denny, CEO of Monkeys.
and our own original photo goes on here.
This is good.
What are you doing?
This is fun. Let's see.
Yes.
Well, playing with the lower thirds. Now, how did you do the pictures, Jesse? Did you do the custom upload or the overlay?
It's the overlay, yeah. It's the overlay. And then you hit the on switch.
I don't. Wait a minute. Where did those pictures come from?
Don't give us the honeymoon pictures.
No. This is.
Oh.
That's weird.
Hello.
Huh.
Nah.
That's. Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's funny as hell.
I remember that.
We are just having fun messing around here on the internet.
Is that the one where we were? Is that where we were outside the Comedy Store?
I believe so, yeah.
Do we have a lot more viewers now, Denny? Is this working?
We have one viewer. Hello, viewer. We love you. We're so glad that you're here. God, you are getting the best entertainment of them all, man. Wait till this is Monkey.
Oh, what happened there?
On the right.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, this is this is the very
Hey,
tail end as we're falling apart on our typical podcast. This is kind of our tail out. I don't know if this is actually going to be included on the actual broadcasted version, but thanks for tuning in here at the end.
Yes.
We're just moving around now.
This is Anarchy Within Boundaries, because that's
maybe Denny should play us a song.
Hey, you want me to play another song as we leave?
Yeah, let's play us out. Play us out.
All right.
Or maybe Greg should do the outro and then the song and then we out.
All right.
Okay.
Oh no, screw that. Do the song first.
Oh, Jessie can. Greg can do it.
What is it? What am I doing?
The song.
You gonna sing a song for us? Sing us out.
I don't have anything to sing.
I will.
Well.
When you're far looking for just one more break, don't tell me you won't stop and stay. If you hear a bunch of guys in the corner, they're laughing and they're talking real loud, will you turn your head and start to think? Just sing and dance your cares away. Run in the sun, we'll jump and like a sun will never come up. It's cold, man.
Nope. From
At last, yeah. But you ended up all aces and eights. Cash in, honey, cash in. Just sing and dance your cares away. Run in the sun, we'll jump and play. Down in the hole and you're ready to give it one last shot. Sure won't cross your mind in an instant, in a second. Will you hum a tune by the light of the moon, like some Looney Tune? Will you open up your mouth and let it all come out? La-da-dee-da, just sing and dance your cares away. Run in the sun, we'll jump and Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Denny Zarman live production here on the live streamcast of the Monkeysnot Pod Streamcast program.
This is if you're just turning in. This is hour 7 of our 8-hour podcast,
and we'd like to dedicate it to the viewer right now. You're that one viewer, and we dedicate that song and this podcast. You.
That's right.
Yes. Thank you. Please stay. Please come back.
Check us out at www.monkeysnotlives.com. You can follow us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. You can even see our Pinterest. We've got a Pinterest place, and we've got all our albums on both. You can hear them on Bandcamp. You can hear our debut album on Spotify. You can also get it on iTunes and Amazon. Isn't that amazing? Monkeysnot Lives is that album. Of course, you can go to Bandcamp and hear all our songs. And you can also hear unreleased tracks on SoundCloud. We're all over the place, man.
That's true.
View us again.
Dig it. Yeah. Don't let this babbling ending make you never return on. We need you.
Yes.
We need you.
Like you.
Where's the camera? There it is. We
Tell
need
your
you.
friends. Tell your enemies. Tell anybody.
Yes, tell your friends and your enemies.
All right, now we're shutting it off. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much. Good night.
All right. And for those of you listening on the audio, this is all the time we have for this edition of the Monkeysnot Podcast. I want to thank you for listening. I'm Greg Gately.
I'm Denny Zartman. Jessie, thank you for being here.
My pleasure, as always, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
All right.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween and stay out of jail.